You're running in a circle if you're just doing the same shit. It's like, yo, you want results. You want different things to happen in your career or whatever. It's like a lot of times we're just sitting on it.
Welcome to Comedy Babble, the podcast about what not to do in stand-up comedy. These tips, if you will, are meant to help comedians have success with audiences, bookers, and colleagues. I am your host, Trent Babb, and my special guest today is Anthony Dayo. And with that said, let's start babbling. Anthony Dayo, thank you so much for being on Comedy Babble. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What makes you qualified to be on Comedy Babble?
So I've been doing comedy for 11 years. It's been a ride. Like, you grind it out. It's a grind. You know, I've done the open mic scene. I've done shows. I'm originally from Philly. I moved to LA, went hard in LA. I've been going hard in LA since 2013 when I moved out here. I've, was blessed to, do some national commercials, which paid really well. Like, I didn't even know, like, commercials paid that well. And then I got, like, my first fucking real commercial check, and I was like, holy shit.
Good for you.
I fucking made it, okay? And, I worked with some cool people like Kevin Smith. LA, I've been blessed.
And now we're going to share our experience with our listeners on Comedy Babble on things. Do not do this in the comedy field. What I wanted to talk about, what I want these younger comics to realize, do not complain about the spotlight.
Don't complain about the spotlight.
Wow. I've done so many shows where, and what I'm talking about is when they're on stage and they're like, oh man, this spotlight, man. Oh, I've done shows where like, hey, can we turn down the spotlight? It's like, you're the sixth comic up there. 5 other comics were fine with it. It's part of the show. Welcome to Hollywood. This is the entertainment business. What did Simba say? Standing in spotlight.
Right.
Come on. Like, it really bothers me. Like, what makes you so important to complain about the setup that others have endured and done well in? And I totally get, like, kind of putting your hand out over your eyes, like, hey, let's do some crowd work. I totally get that. It's what bugs me. What comics need to avoid is, can we change the lighting? Can we turn on the house lights? It's like, what are you doing? Tell us jokes, not stage directions. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Anthony?
I mean, honestly, for some weird reason, I actually like a bright light on me because I know I'm being well lit, for one. And then two, like, sometimes I don't even want to see the audience. That bright light helps me not see the audience. Mm-hmm. Then I could just like, zone out. I mean, I feel like the bigger the stage, the more lights you're going to have anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think it's just something that you got to look forward to. I mean, every setup isn't going to be the way you want it. You just got to adjust to it, though. It's like anything, right? Comedy is all about adjusting, And
I liked what you said. The brighter, the better.
The brighter, the better.
For me, the brighter is the worst because I am very pale.
Yeah.
No one could see me, and I don't have the facial hair like you do to kind of define my jawline, so I just look like an amoeba up there. Like, I can't tell if that head has a neck.
Yeah, right. Gotta get that facial hair, man. You gotta eat some coochie, man.
So is there like any exceptions to the rule? That's something we like to talk about on Comedy Babble. Is there an exception to the spotlight rule?
No, I don't think you should ever like break your set. I mean, in a sense, unless you, there's something that's happening in the audience, there's a crowd, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing is, if you're breaking your set for something that's outside of your comedy set, then you're bringing attention to it that the crowd probably wasn't even thinking about. Like, sometimes I remember there's been times in, my earlier, comedy shows where I had like people talking in the background or whatever, maybe like comedians or whatever, like far in the back, and I can hear them while I'm on stage, but the crowd doesn't hear. The crowd hears me with the microphone and I'm talking and but at the same time I'm like, oh, these comics or whoever in the background talking, I'm like, oh, I need to point this out. And then a lot of times, like, the crowd, they're not even noticing those people talking, but now they do because you just pointed it out. It's just, you're bringing attention to things that you don't need to bring attention to because now the attention is on you.
I like what you said. Don't break your set.
Don't break your set.
I never heard that. That's great, man. Stay in it.
Stay in it.
The crowd doesn't know.
No.
For the most part, they don't know.
No. Hell no. No, they don't. But they only know unless you bring attention to it.
That is awesome. What a great way to end that segment. So stoked to have you here. Your 11th year of experience. I want to hear what is your big bother, your big irk in the stand-up world that you want other comics to avoid.
I would say, I wouldn't say it's so much of a bother, but it's definitely something I feel like comedians should be conscious of. If you do really well, people after the show wants to talk to you, you exchange context, you exchange Instagrams, and you have these resources. And we tend not to use them. We'll sit on these resources. We'll sit on these contacts, and those contacts, those resources can take your comedy to, another level. Like you can go, potentially go further in your comedy, like career, like with my friend, I knew that.
Like a national television commercial.
Yeah, like this is a comedian friend or whatever, and I met him through comedy, and we talked, and you know what I mean. Like I see that he was doing commercials and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, I need to hit my friend up, and hook me up with a meeting with your commercial agent. Like don't sit on contacts, don't sit on your blessings. Like I feel like we receive, we receive this shit for a reason. It's like, yo, use it. Don't just sit on it.
You put in all this work in it, and someone recognizes all that effort and wants to do something for you, and you sit.
Yeah.
Do not sit on that contact, on that opportunity to get better and get recognized.
Yes.
And what's recognition? Ultimately, a form of income.
Yep. Exactly.
You got to support your art. I mean, it's wonderful to do your
Exactly.
art, but it's even better to get paid.
It is better to get paid.
Like tonight, we did our show. We got paid a little extra, and I was just like, yes.
Let's go. It's worth the trip.
You bring up such a good point because people are such talkers these days. They're not walkers, and people that bring up that opportunity don't even expect that enthusiasm back. They're like, oh, really? You're going to take me up on my offer? Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's just like you gotta like follow through. You have to follow through.
Don't sit on those moments that could take your comedy to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Like go through your contacts. You know they're in there. You go through your contacts. You like, yo, you go through your Instagram. You like, yo, I met this dude that, runs this show or, has this connection. It's like, yo, write down a list of those people that you have in your contacts. Pick a day. I'm gonna hit 2 or 3 of those people up. You know what I mean? Like break it down, because it's like you're running in a circle if you're just doing the same shit. It's like, yo, you want results, you want different things to happen in your career or whatever. It's like a lot of times we're just sitting on it.
Well, in the comedy world today, we can't just be comedians. We have to be our own social media advertisers. We have to be our own agents. We have to be our own business. We have to be we have to do everything, marketing, everything.
Yep.
So your advice is very sound and will take your comedy to hopefully levels of where you can start making some money.
Yep.
And you don't need that day job. Wow. That is the dream, man. I'm telling you. So I'm trying to think of an exception. We always try to think of an exception to this advice. And I think if the person comes across sketchy, that's all that comes across my mind.
Well, yeah, of course.
If they're coming up and they're, hey, man.
Yeah,
Do
right.
private shows? You want to come to my place and do it?
You'll know which ones not to hit up.
Exactly.
For sure. You might not even give those guys your real phone number.
It's a 555.
Yeah. You give them the 555 one.
54321.
They'll still store it too.
They'll still store it too.
Hey, you said your name was what?
It's Ben Dover.
Yeah.
So I really want the listeners to hear your comedy.
Yeah.
So right now we're going to go into a clip of Anthony Dayo doing his thing.
What's up, guys? How y'all feeling? San Luis, what's good? Damn, give me some energy. I drove a long way to see y'all. Damn. San Luis? She said San Luis. Obispo, a white lady trying to teach me how to speak Spanish. Ain't that about a bitch? I done drove too far for this shit. Louis, okay? Where my Mexicans at so y'all can tell her how to say Luis? No, I'm just fucking. What is it? Say it one more time, Papi. San Luis. You hear that? San Luis. She said, no, it's Louis, okay? It's Louis. Fuck that, it's Louis. This shit. This city. Far as fuck, I'm tired of shit. Y'all on a different frequency, man. I drove from LA. Y'all on a whole different frequency. I was listening to the radio, which I don't really do, but I'm listening to some hip hop. I'm on a hip hop station. They playing Lil Wayne. I'm 2 hours in and shit turned to Wayne Newton. I said, ain't this... I said, where the fuck am I? It's not unusual. This shit is very unusual, Wayne. This shit is very unusual, okay? I'm drinking tonight. Y'all can drink too. Last time I was out here, y'all fucked me up, okay? I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready because I'm the type of person that look at my work schedule to see what time I work the next morning to determine how fucked up I'm gonna get the night before. That's me, okay? That's me. Like if I work at 8 the next morning, I have a beer, okay? I can drink that, sleep that off, be ready for work the next morning. If I work at 9, I have a beer, a couple shots. Let's live a little, okay? If I work at 10, nigga, where the heroin at? Trying to get fucked up. I work at 12 tomorrow. I might die tonight. What's good, San Luis? Louis.
Oh, dude, you're funny.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell the world, man. Some of them are listening.
You said you've been doing it 11 years. I hear 12 years, man. I mean, you're ahead by a year. You're working, man. Do you have anything coming up you want to promote or?
Well, I am working on a comic book. Quote, a comics book, you know. It's called Crowd Killer. So it's definitely something that you guys can look forward to.
Is it based on your experiences?
Actually, no. You know, one of the things is I'm like really into anime. Like I love anime, and I wanted to kind of mash the two things I love, which is comedy and anime, and make a comic book that's revolved around this comedian, but also have anime elements to it. So it's like a revenge story.
That is fantastic, man.
Yeah, right. So
what are your social plugs?
So yeah, I'm on Instagram, chillday_o, and then I'm also on under chillday_o on TikTok as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing Comedy Killer and you killing on stage because that's where the real fun's at. That's but also, man, congrats on your national television spots with the commercials. Man. Working with Kevin Smith and Snoop Dogg, man.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for you. Your legit career is making my podcast even better. So.
Oh man, I'm glad I can bless, you know, this podcast with any knowledge I have, man. And I mean, keep grinding comics, man. I think you guys, everyone has it, man. It's enough room for all of us, man. You just gotta keep going, don't quit, and put yourself around the right people. Anybody that's like around you that's not healthy for you, get them out of here or whatever. Just keep yourself around the right positive people and keep grinding.
Thank you so much for doing this podcast, Anthony. You're the man.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, that's the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Comedy Babble. We plan on doing this every week and receive more tips because that's what we need. We need to be told what not to do. All these other podcasts are just going on and on what to do. I'd rather hear what not to do because I'm a negative person and the glass is half empty. I was your host, Trent Bab. Hey, I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time over the podcast. Oh boy, I'm an idiot. We are in trouble.